Hello and welcome to the signature tutorial. I'm your host Dragon, and today I'll be creating a signature using Gimp. The first thing you want to do once you're in Gimp is to go to File and press New. Now here you can set up the dimensions for your signature. The forum requires that you have a 500 for your width and 100 for your height in pixels. Once you have that done, you can just press OK or enter. Now you will have a white background that is completely blank. The next things that you want to do are adding images into your signature, such as your render, your background, and your text. What a render is just basically your character. So let's say for my render, I want a barbarian. So to add a barbarian, we can just go to Google Images and search up barbarian render. Now you want to choose a render that has a transparent background, such as this one. You can tell that it has a transparent background because it has a checkerboard pattern in the back. So this render and this one would do. Compared to other renders such as this one, this is a bad render because it doesn't have a transparent background. It's just white behind the render. This white will show up in your signature, so obviously that wouldn't work. So once you pick out your render, you can just save it into a folder that you can find easily. And for example, let's say I have a renders folder right here with my Clash of Clans renders, and I have my render saved right here. So you can just drag it into your signature. Now you can click the move tool and you can move around your render. If it's too big, you can press Shift T and scale your render. Make sure you hold down Control and drag the corners so your render doesn't resize like this and loses quality. So let's do that again. Shift T and drag the renders holding Control and resize your render however you like. Then you can just press OK. So just like that is fine. Now next thing we want is a background. So you can choose out any background you want from Google Images. It can be a city, a Clash of Clans base, or anything really. What I have saved is a lava or volcano background, the fire background pretty much. And so once I dragged it into my signature, I would want to resize it. Just like so. Let's see. Okay, just like that is good. As you can see, the background is over the render. That's because if you go to your layers right here, your background layer is over the render. So if you were to drag it under, your render would appear above the background. Okay, and now if you want to add text, you can go to the text tool here and select a font that looks good. I will make a future tutorial on how to download more fonts, but a font that I think everyone has is Impact Condense. Let's look for that. Actually, you can just type it in. Okay, and I will choose the color white. Here's the size button here. You can just adjust the size however you like. Notice how I want to move the text, but it's like selecting the render a couple times like that. So to move the layer that you select, just click on move the active layer. That'll make your life so much easier. Alright, so the text is a little difficult to read. So what we can do is duplicate the text layer and make it look 3D. So once you have duplicated your text, select the text that is under and clicking. Now you can use your arrow keys to move the second layer a little over to the right or the left. Now make that text a different color from the other layer. What I mean by that is, for example, made that text layer black and this one will be white. Now it's a little easier to see. Another thing you can do to your text is something I'll show you here. Select the top layer and right click on it. Press alpha to selection. Now you can see that it made an outline around your text. Make a new layer. Press OK. Now you can take your airbrush tool, set it to black, and then brush the bottom of your text. Now this creates a gradient effect on your text, which kind of looks nice. Once you're done, select and then press none. If it looks too dark, you can adjust the opacity or the transparency of your layer. You can even do that to the top edges of your text. So for example, you can go to here again and create a new layer. Select a color like orange so it fits the background that I have at least, and you can brush the top of it. To make it look a little better, you can adjust the opacity of that as well. Now a few more things you can add include a glowing effect around your render. So to do that, you can make a new layer and click on the brush tool this time, not the airbrush tool. Now select a size that looks good and a color. Orange is good for this background. And you see what I can do here. If I brush around make spots around the render, just like so, and change the mode to like addition or dodge, you can play around the settings here and choose one that looks the best, but I'll just set it to addition. And that looks good. Now the last thing I think I'll do is make a border around my signature to finish it off. So to do that, you can have your rectangle select tool and set it to black. Make a rectangle just like so. And take your paint bucket tool and fill in that spot at the top. You can do the same for the other edges as well. And that's all for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed the video and stay tuned for more.